20 great team, Jack Frost, don't wanna name. I saw the tingo, yes I saw the tingo. Cut off certain people cause them fake, I saw the tingo. I saw the tingo, yes I saw the tingo. Give them rough hang them, set them jump right through the window, yeah. I saw the tingo, yes I saw the tingo. If your energy not right, you know me not gonna linger, yeah. I saw the tingo, yes I saw the tingo. Now like come and chat, talk to me, make a finger. Where them a stress for?
Now this morning we are going to have a different kind of version to Social Buzz this morning. We're going to be talking to Cameron Nathan Singh. Now he's not new to ZDK 97.1 FM, but he may be new to you. Now this morning we're going to look at personal growth. We're going to be looking at why it's important, what are the rudiments of it, and he's going to be taking us on that journey. So this morning we're going to be talking about ourselves, you, and taking an introspective look at ourselves this morning. If you want to call in, the number is 462-1100, and you can talk to the man himself, Cameron Nathan Singh. And if you want to do the WhatsApp, you can WhatsApp as well. Or you can, and the WhatsApp number is, let me make sure I've got this right, Trevor. The number is 784-5744. So that's WhatsApp. Or you can Facebook on the old Facebookie. Want to say good morning to Tika. How you doing this morning, Queen? And also good morning to Vicky over there in Canada. And Alvin, good morning, sweetheart. How are you this morning? He says, good morning, Ali. God bless you and everyone in Antigua. Boy, we need it. Annette over there in South Florida is checking in and saying good morning. It's a beautiful day over in Florida, and it's not so bad here in Antigua and Barbuda. And with that being said, any of the views or questions or opinions that are being shared this morning are not the views and opinions are shared by the management of Grenville Radio 97.1 FM or the staff at ZDK. So bearing that in mind, feel free to call in. It's about time Cameron was put under the metal this morning, and let's talk about personal growth.
Yeah, I saw the tingo, yes I saw the tingo. Cut off certain people cause them fake, I saw the tingo. I saw the tingo, yes I saw the tingo. Give them rough hang them, set them jump right through the window, yeah. I saw the tingo, yes I saw the tingo. If your energy not right, you know me not gonna linger, yeah. I saw the tingo, yes I saw the tingo. Now like come and chat, talk to me, make a finger.
And that's right. This morning, no middle fingers at all this morning. This morning, we're talking about you and personal growth. Now, I'm opening up my phone lines this morning because, this is information that you tend to have to pay for. All right. Good morning, Cameron.
Good morning, Ali.
And how are you this morning?
Oh my! It's so awesome to be back. Thanks for having me on.
Listen, I don't call you Cameron anymore. You are Mr. Jet Setter, because every time I open up my Facebook, you're always in a different country. You're in a different part of America, another country, but you're sharing and spreading a message of personal development and personal growth. How is that going?
It's been really good. I've always been a champion of personal growth myself. For me, when I finished my schooling, education for me never ended, and I really want to share that message. It's like, continue growing yourself, personally growing yourself, and sharing that message. It resonates to a lot of different people, no matter where you go in different parts of the world.
Now, even though you yourself as an individual may not think that learning and education and that continuous development of oneself is important, let me ask you, because this is how keen Cameron is, right? Cameron said he's coming to Antigua and he's like, Alison, I want to talk to you. All right, because I want to talk to you. I want to talk to the people. I want to make sure we get through everything. And then I had to say to him, oh my gosh, I don't do that show anymore. I now have a short window. And that's why I brought him into the Social Buzz this morning. Now, this morning, I want to ask, what is personal growth? Because for everybody, it's different. But there's a definition that you've cultivated. So let us start with that. What is personal growth? And let me ask another question behind that. Why is it so important?
Yeah, personal growth, to me, my definition is when you're seeking to learn something new in different areas, and personal growth could be in different avenues. It could be finances, it could be health, it could be career development, it could be in an area that you want to learn and grow and develop yourself. And why I think this is so important is because we always should be learning. We always want to get ourselves to the next level to get better at what we do, because if we are not pursuing that personal growth, we eventually become stale and mediocrity sets in, and we just continue to live that comfortable life when we are so destined for much higher than where we are today, and we should be always wanting to go to that next level.
So someone like me at my age, I wasn't going to say it, but and I'm studying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm studying graphic design at the Abbott Institute over there at Coolidge. Now, someone like me, is it a waste of time? Should I be giving it up? Should I just, because there's some people that think you're too old, or why are you putting yourself through that struggle, or what? Should I continue? Give me some. Is it people like me you're talking to? Because I feel like my brain isn't dying, so why should I?
Yeah.
And therefore continue to change. And no one said that you had to have the same job for the next 50, 60 years. But whatever you do, be the best you can be at it.
That's true.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like I'm transitioning. I'm training myself up for the next area of my life, and I'm preparing for the next area. Because a lot of people don't prepare for their pensionable ages or the next part of their life. Is that also important?
I think that's important too. And I see that applicable for personal growth, education, for people of all ages, because I think you always should be learning something new, because you mentioned it right. At a certain age, you may be doing something else. And I think you should continue to grow yourself and also find new things that intrigue you, because you never know when you start like graphic design that you're studying right now. You never know what that can move into down the line in the next 5 to 10 years. Even though something you think it might be something small, just I want to read on this or listen to something on this, you never know what opportunity you can find learning more about that certain aspect.
So tell us more. I mean, I have your program in front of me. Tika, thank you so much for your comment. She says, you're never too old to go back to school, Alison. I'm 42 and I'm graduating in May with my bachelor's degree in healthcare and healthcare studies. I want to say congratulations to you, Tika. You are phenomenal. All right. Phenomenal you. And again, you are setting, as you said, sometimes you as the individual don't feel like you're doing anything, but what it resonates for others is just as important as it does or should resonate for you. Tell us a bit more about personal growth, cultivating growth, and how we can go about it, do it, try it, and keep telling us we're not too old. Please keep telling us that, because I do feel that some people feel that there's a cut-off point for education for them and they shouldn't do any more. I'm trying to say, no, keep going. You don't know how young you can feel, or being around younger people, or even in the different careers and in different aspects of. Right now I'm in computing, and the young people that I'm engaging with and talking to, they're teaching me. And then there's sometimes, because I'm old enough, I can tell them when computers first started.
Yeah.
And, go back in time. So there's a whole, we feed off of each other, How important is that? And again, Tika, keep resonating, Queen. And again, congratulations for your graduation in May. I want pictures. All right. And giving advice to those who feel that education is not the route for them. Tell us the benefits.
Yeah, so there are different forms of education too, especially in today's technology that's out there. Of course, there's the traditional method of education, which I'm a huge champion of, that everyone needs to go through that. And, there's podcasts, there's all content on YouTube, there's books that you can read from, and there's just so much out there, and you just have to find your medium in terms of what outlet works for you to be able to pursue that personal growth, because not everyone learns the same way. Everyone learns differently, and for some, truly formal education may not be the best route, because that is not a route that and everyone has the ability to go through.
Most definitely. So tell us more. Tell us more. I mean, I'm waiting for people to question you. I am going to be making sure that people question you this morning. As again, 462-1100 is the number to dial if you want to get engaged in yourself. Now, there are benefits to personal growth. Take us through some of those benefits. Things like, how can we enhance our self-awareness? Because we say these things, but I don't know if people actually know how to do them. We get a lot of buzzwords nowadays that make people talk about their spiritual health, their looking at things holistically, trying to be grounded in certain things. But it's not always how do we get around doing that, the actual practicality of that. And especially for some people who are not maybe computer savvy, so they're not reading what's online and the social medias, and actually need your book, by the way. away. I wish I could give it away, but I haven't done. Because there are messages in that, both on a spiritual level and also on a practical level. And again, I want you to, talk about the combination of how the book, you and your because I met Cameron when I was doing a course with Apex Training. All right. And Apex Training, we talked about development, and he was very concise and distinctive about what we need to do as entrepreneurs, as working in workplaces, because it doesn't matter where you are. What you learn, you can bring into that place and be that the motion for change through your learning. So this is why I jumped over Apex's back and bring him back to Antigua and have him here to talk to us about how we can develop our personal growth. Thank you, Carol, for joining us this morning. She is listening in. We have got people around the globe this morning locked in, listening to you. Take it away.
Awesome. Yeah. For benefits of personal growth, I think first and foremost, it allows you to better understand yourself, whether you're wanting to learn a little bit more about fitness, whether you want to learn more about relationships, communication, your finances, your career development. It really allows you to look at yourself first, and that's how you get better for others around you, whether it's your work, your family, and other responsibilities that you have. And it really allows you to better understand yourself and discover who you are. And there's so much stuff out there where you can go and find this content out there for free, which is great. But it's great to watch. It's great to read. It's great to look at stuff. But it's all about the application on what you do. What is it that you're going to do? Whether it's a formal education, whether it's listening to a podcast, watching a talk on YouTube, or reading a book. It's really, what are you going to do to apply it into your life?
Now, I found your way of teaching and the way you deliver information quite easy to take on board. How do you keep yourself going through your own personal growth? Even since the first time we've met, you have written books. I think you're on your second now. Have you finished that already?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You've been traveling, you've been talking to audiences across America and other islands as well, sharing this story. But also within your personal growth is that spiritual growth as well. How is it easy? Is it easy to keep the two intertwined and focus, or does one take over from the other in some aspects?
Yeah, so for me, faith and spirituality is what truly grounds me. And so I would say personal growth comes on top of that for me. It's because I really like to help people and make that impact and see the best in people. And to be able to feed in to other people, I need to feed myself. And that's why I really pursue personal growth. And you've probably seen on Facebook where I go to different conferences, different arenas and different rooms to learn from others, to learn from those that have gone through it, those that have wisdom, and seeking wise wisdom. And I think that's where another form of personal growth is who are the people around you that you can tap into and learn from, because I hang out with people that are way older than me because I want to learn from them, because they are the ones that have gone through it. So I think that's a great start too, is who are the people in your own backyard that you can tap into.
By the way, I'm writing notes as I do. The people around you, so your circle, all right, the people that surround you and support. And do you mentor?
Yes, yeah. Mentor. Yeah, that's kind of within my DNA now.
Oh, I see. I know. I definitely see that, because as I said, you started off in aviation, in the aviation, tourist, commercial flights. And how far removed are you now from that?
Actually, I'm still in it. All the work that I do some consulting in the aviation industry, and all my leadership development and training and personal growth is all focused on the aviation industry and a little bit of outside of the industry. Yeah.
Okay. No, good. Again, I forgot to let people know where you've started from and how your journey has taken you across the globe, sharing development and personal growth. What's the journey of personal growth?
I think the journey is setting goals on where you want to be and where you want to go in life. I've said this many times. I think even last time on your show is, I think many people limit themselves based on where they came from, their circumstances, what other people are saying around them, and you have to block out all those voices and block out that inner voice too that tells you you can't do it, and you have to focus on what is it that you want to do. Where is it that you're going to be most fulfilled, and keep centered on that and do what you need to do to get there, whatever that might be. And a big part of it is personal growth and continually growing, continually learning. And that's where it starts. And you have to get out of your comfort zone. You can't live in that mediocrity and staleness. You have to continue. Okay, have that, and it's a real shift in mindset. It's a shift in mindset where you have to be, okay, where can I get better today? Where can I get better tomorrow? Where do I want to be at within a month? And do what you need to do to go and get there. And I hate to say this, but forget about everyone else, because we're always comparing what everyone else is doing, but you got to focus on you and yourself.
I mean, you say that, forget everybody else and just focus on you, but life be lifing.
It is.
Life just likes to throw things at you from a left hook to a right hook, and you're dodging and trying to keep that kind of focus. How easy it is, again, with the challenges, you say stepping out of your comfort zone and learning from failures and setbacks. How can you sometimes, sometimes I'll be like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I don't have no computer. I don't have this. I don't have that. But you know what I've learned to do over the years is pray, and then let it go, and keep doing. I don't stop doing what I'm doing because I don't have the equipment or I don't have the necessity to do what I've got to do. God will find a way. And he did. He got me a loaner. Yeah, it's a little tiny thing, but it's a loaner. And I've managed to do all my work on that this term. Yeah. So, sometimes life be lifing, and you think you need this and you've got to have this, and that is all what you need to get through to this. How do we maintain that focus when things are hitting you in the back of your neck and in your left ear and trying to topple you over? How do we keep moving forward?
Yeah, I actually talk about this in the next book that I'm coming out with, is really setting yourself that North Star, right? Where you want to go, as I was mentioning earlier. And having that focus on the North Star, when you face those challenges and setbacks, it's not easy, of course. When you're in it, when you're in that valley, when you're in that setback, that challenge, it's tough. It's really, really tough. Sometimes there's no future in sight. You're like, what am I going to do? And it's really, you just have to build that resilience. Through failure after failure, you get better and better, and you develop yourself. Even myself, looking back with those failures and setbacks, if I never had those failures and setbacks, I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for that. And that's what truly helps you grow. So you have to grow out of it, because if you're not being in the uncomfortable, you have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Otherwise, you're not growing.
That's easier, I'm sure, said than done. Yeah. Being comfortable with the uncomfortable. That in itself is a conundrum that many people will find it hard to be able to navigate themselves. I guess that's why some people fall by the wayside and stop what they're doing, because that focus, that it gets overwhelming. Yeah, and some things can get overpowering. Rona, I want to say good morning to you. She says good morning to you, Cameron, this morning, and to your listening audience. And I do invite our listeners this morning to think about yourself this morning. All right, this is not about politics. This is not about anything outside. This is about you and your personal growth and your personal development. And you get a chance to ask an expert, an expert who has challenged himself through life's diversities, etc. And as he said, it's his spiritualness that keeps him grounded, but within that and outside of that, it's his focus that keeps him going and keeps him pushing for greatness. Who wants to be mediocre? Do you want to continue to be mediocre? Do you want to be stagnant and stale? No? Well, then listen up. Now, in areas of personal growth, we find it, sometimes we just think of it as being employment. Bettering a job maybe, or rising up certain levels, scales. People measure success sometimes by the materials that one possesses, rather than by the maybe integrity and the knowledge that somebody has. So looking at personal growth and the journey, sorry, how can we, or what area should we be looking at? Now, when you talk about areas of personal growth, it isn't just employment, is it, or education? No. What other areas do you look at?
Yeah, and I think that's the misconception about personal growth, that it's all about work, my employment, when it really doesn't have to be. There's things like learning more about how to be healthier, physically fit. There's how to better steward your finances, better budget. There is also relationships, how to have better relationships with your family, whether you're dating or have a significant other, married. And there's also personal growth. There's also fun things that you can learn. Like for me, it's golf. Like I always want to learn how to be a better golfer. One of the things also is I wanted to always start a podcast. So I went and researched a whole bunch of things on how to start a podcast. And I think that's what personal growth is, such a broad thing that you want to go into things that really excite you and get you better as a person overall, and also keep you well-rounded, and where you're not just all about work.
In your writings, you talk about emotional intelligence, which I sadly find lacking in people, especially when you look at the world as it is today, and you looking at leaders. Now, most of your teachings and guidance and your courses, etc., are about leaders, being a leader. All right. And when we look at things like emotional intelligence and self-regulation, professional and career development, physical health, as you talked about earlier, and well-being, and cultivating a growth mindset. When we look at some of our leaders across the globe nowadays, what do you think? And I'm putting this question to you. What do you see? Are we exercising these areas of personal growth? Because, I mean, these are people that are leading countries and people. And for some, maybe not doing it as well as they could.
Yeah.
Take us through some of those things, because emotional intelligence, I have to say, is one thing that I really did discover and learn more about when I first started with you on the Apex of Training, when we're looking at leadership qualities and having emotional intelligence. And when that comes into place, certain things have to fall away. Certain things have to get lost for that to grow. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so I've seen many leaders, when they step into the leadership role, they get that seat in office, is that they think they've made it and they just stop growing. And I think that's what we're seeing today, is many leaders they go to that C-suite position, that senior leadership position, whatever that might be, and they just don't grow themselves beyond them, but not realizing that if you're not growing, you're not being a better leader, you're not being a better, probably a family member. You have to continuously grow and develop yourself even more than ever once you've reached that leadership level. And I think today leaders are missing the mark, and that's why we have issues today across the globe with when we're talking about employee retention, dysfunctional workplace cultures. It's all because that one person is not growing and developing themselves, and that's when they don't have that emotional intelligence, because they think they know it all, and that they don't need to learn and develop themselves because they're the boss, and whatever I say goes. And that's why you see just companies and organizations and teams are just so dysfunctional, and people just don't like working for those people.
And we can also put that to leaders of countries as well.
Yeah.
That they're losing their people, losing the essence or the hope that the people had in them. And as you said, because they may be growing in a different way, they're not using that emotional intelligence to definitely, uplift their people so they can come behind them. Now, Daisy, good morning to you, sweetheart. She says, good morning, Alison. How is your guest sharing that knowledge with the youth in Antigua? He mentioned tutoring, which I think is a great way to impart his experiences, both educationally and spiritually. Well, let me take part of this answer, Daisy. He doesn't live here. He doesn't live in Antigua and Barbuda, sadly. Otherwise, I do believe that Cameron would be doing far more on the ground level when it came to our youth here in Antigua and Barbuda, talking about emotional intelligence, talking about behavior, and how our behavior impacts our personal growth and development. I'm sure, I'm talking for you, Nathan. Talk for yourself.
Well, yeah, when I lived here through, I think, 2018, 2021, I saw such a need for leadership, people having access to that content. And it was awesome to do so many events and so many conferences and whatever we could do, even with our staff when I was here, to be able to do leadership training and to help people understand that there is so much more destined for your life. You can strive for higher. And I wanted to go back to there was one more thing I wanted to mention is I think also leaders can be so self-centered, where the focus goes on themselves and they lose sight of their people as well. They lose sight of their people, and like you said, leaders around the world, they become like self-centered and it's all about them.
And I'm noticing around the world, I mean, some people may say I'm wrong, but you have this bully boy tactics, you know, like, as you say, do as I say and don't do, and then things get, as you know, I'm the boss, you have to do as I say. Thank you, Yusuf. Yusuf says, hope someone gets motivated after this program. And that's the hope. And sometimes not just for those that need to be motivated, those that are already doing something and they may be feeling a little despondent this morning. It's Monday after all. We have the Monday blues. Somebody out there might well be feeling, why am I trying? What is the point? I don't think I'm going to get anywhere with this. I'm not going to get any further than what I've done already. I might as well stop. It's time for me to give up. And, we're talking about world leaders. Otherwise, someone said to me, well, in the absence of love, there is hate. And I'm saying in the absence of emotional intelligence, you have no intelligence, because you're not really looking at, as you say, you're only looking at yourself. You become quite a narcissistic, only looking at yourself and not thinking about the people that are in your charge, in your care, in your protection, and are looking for you to help them in this development and pushing forward. So it is very much, it is very important that our leaders recognize that in their not remaining stagnant and stale, that their people can't either. Otherwise, you have a stagnant and stale country or island or what have you. And nobody wants that. And again, looking at some of the challenges that you talk about physical health and well-being, and you talk about cultivating a growth mindset. Tell me more about that, because again, people tend to, work in isolation. They will work on something but not their health. That takes the backside, as it were. They will work on their professional career but not the relationship at home, not the relationship with their children and neighbors and things like that. Are these relationships layered in importance, or should they all be given a certain level of importance?
In my opinion, I'd say that you should give them a certain level of importance. I think, everyone has responsibilities, work, family, and whatever they're involved in, church, school. And I think you need to make the time you need for each area, because the time that you put into something is what you're going to get out of it. And I think oftentimes there's that conception talking about work-life balance, and really there is no work-life balance. I think balance is different for everyone. Everyone finds balance differently. Sometimes there will be a time where you need to spend a little bit more time in work. Sometimes there will be a time you have to spend extra time with your family, and also making that time for spirituality, making that time for getting better in your health. And personal growth should really be like a part of your life. And if you're talking about reading, watching something or listening to something, and these things don't take much time. an hour a day, half hour a day on your lunch break, while you're going to work, while you're coming back home from work. Just taking that little time, half an hour to an hour, makes a huge difference, and it really starts shifting your mindset because you are feeding in the right stuff. Instead of listening to music in the morning, a half an hour podcast or half an hour YouTube video can make a huge difference without you even noticing it.
It's changing the mindset, changing some of your routines. We talked about this last week in mental health when we talked about sleep hygiene and improving one's sleeping and having a restful sleep. And what we looked at were just some of the changes in habits in the home or in your room that needed in order to facilitate a really good sleep. What you're saying is there may be some changes in your habits that need to be honed on in order to be able to affect that change. Now, we were only going to go on to like looking at areas of personal growth, but there is an area that I want to look at before we, continue or allow people to call. Oh, we have a caller. Hold on, let's get our caller. Hello, good morning.
Alison.
Good morning.
No, I want to explain something. The leader. A leader must be strong, not head slack. Because if head slack, the bottom will slack. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, we missed you on the first part. Say that again.
Listen good. And I'm going to explain. I can't say that Baldwin Spencer leadership is tight. Baldwin Spencer leadership is slack. How can you, as a leader, low that Jackie Quinn with the teacher package was just forced firing from teacher? They must take them package. How can you low that just Daniel with 90 workers?
Okay. Again, I think this program this morning will. We're not looking backwards. I mean, the Prime Minister, the ex-Prime Minister Baldwin Spencer, has been honoured for his work over the last 20 plus years.
If you'd like to make a call.
Oh, he's gone. And so, I don't want to make this personal. I'm not trying to pick on individuals and say you're not a leader. No, you're not. No, that's not the focus of the program this morning. The program this morning is listening and learning and looking at ourselves, taking a personal, reflective look at ourselves. Hello, good morning, caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello. You take me off?
No, you came off the air. You just stopped.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I, all I'm saying is, Japunkin, we're not trying to make this personal. We're talking about, in general, personal growth. We are highlighting leaders across the globe, not anyone specific, about how, in certain aspects, emotional intelligence and
I know. Listen to me. I know exactly. But I'm talking about our leader here.
Yeah, but we're not. No. See, that's what I try and not. Yeah,
I speaking about what I experienced.
Yeah, but Japunkin. Yeah, but Japunkin. What we're trying to say is, I'm not trying to be political this morning. I'm not trying to label you. You're talking about Baldwin Spencer.
I'm trying to tell you what is the role of a leader.
I understand, but we're not looking at roles of a leader. We're looking at the qualities of a leader, not their role. Because roles are subjective and given by the entities that you work for or that you control. What we're talking about this morning are the qualities of a leader, the qualities of an individual, that it will help to empower the people that they are in the charge of, or the care of, or the protection of. So we're not talking about specific individuals this morning. And in fact, everybody has the potential to be a leader.
My role.
Pardon?
This is my role. Other people might have them other role, but I'm basing on my role as a leader. Because leadership is part of leadership too.
Okay.
So why you don't want me to base on my role?
No, because you're not. We're talking about qualities.
No,
all right. We're not talking about.
It's a part of leadership too.
I understand.
Come on.
We're talking about
You have to
quality.
come back and
Okay, I'm done. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I had to cut him off because we're talking about quality this morning, all right? Not about specifics. Thank you. I don't know who said that. Rona says, why does it always have to be about politics? Again, thank you for that, Rona. We're trying to remove the politicity of it and talk about people, persons, children. Now, what Cameron is saying this morning applies to school children. It applies to our teenagers, our young adults in college. It applies to people that are in current positions that may themselves think, you know what, I need to hone this. I need to look at this. In fact, you know what, I need to go and study, or I need to, where somebody looking at their quality of themselves as a person. We're talking about cultivating one's individual personal growth and the importance of personal growth. That's why Nathan is here. I keep calling you Nathan. I like that name.
It's okay. Some people do.
Cameron. But what he's here this morning is to share how we all can benefit of looking at ourselves. Sometimes he said, sometimes we have to let go people. We have to actually let them go and focus on ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. But this morning, Joe Punkin, with all due respect, sir, we're talking about qualities, not the role of a leader. Now, there are leaders and there are leaders. All right. Now, as I said, sometimes when we look at ourselves, some of the things that are missing us make us bullies as leaders, make us dictators as leaders, make us unsympathetic as leaders, and make it difficult in workspaces, in different employments, even in the family home, to be able to have communication that is positive, or makes you approachable. If you're a leader and people can't approach you, or can't talk to you, or you don't take what they're saying on board and you just push on through with your own agenda, that will make a workplace or a home a difficult place to be. Rona says we have to transform our minds to personal growth in order to help others. Transformation. Thank you so much, Rona, for that. Thank you also, Julie. Julie Asker says, Pumpkin, you don't hear no politics on this program. No, none whatsoever, because we want to aspire to each and every individual that we have here in Antigua and Barbuda, and to who's listening to us this morning, to look at themselves. To look at themselves and think, I'm just one small part of a cog. But if I can be this way, change my mindset, think about not being stagnant, stale, lazy, mediocre. And if I can do that as an individual, then what does that say to the two of us next to each other? Then there's 5 of us. Then there's 10. Then there's 20. Then you have a whole village, a whole school, a whole complex educational facility where people and their mindsets have changed. That's why when Cameron said to me, Alison, I'm in Antigua and I'd love to come on your program. And he said, what can we talk about? And I said, personal growth. Right? Because I feel that is something that is so important, and not only important for an academic or employment and rise, but also for your mental health. And one thing that's important to us here in Antigua and Barbuda, especially here on ZDK, is the mental health of the people of Antigua and Barbuda. And sometimes it means now we've got to look at something different. And that's why Cameron's here. We're looking at something different. We look at our health. We've been looking at our mental health. But sometimes there's things that we can do ourselves that will definitely make us, act differently, open ourselves up to different opportunities. And also, it makes us better people. And that's what we want in our homes. That's what we want in our schools. That's what we want in our employment. That's what we want for our governments. The more people we can touch, don't you think that will make better opinions and better judgments when it comes to the choices that people make? Join me, Cameron, because I feel like, people may be getting it slightly askew. Now, personal growth is personal. It's very subjective. And as you said, sometimes we've got to become deaf to what people are saying around us. We've got to become blind to how we see others maybe what we may determine as progressing higher than us. We've got to stop using language that makes us seem negative, jealous, and frustrated, you know. And when we change that mindset, then we definitely can help to better our homes, better ourselves, better our communities, better our island, better our country. Pamela, good morning to you. Tracy says your role is wrong for this conversation. Whose role, Tracy? Whose role is wrong? You say your role is wrong for this conversation. Genevieve is saying prayerful hands. Share your comments, please. Daisy says this young man has an innovative mindset which embodies personal growth. Thank you for that. And Pamela says the leader is an example of the best prime minister ever. Thank you for that, Pamela. I'm not going to, because again, this is not supposed to be a political discussion this morning. Kevin says, I don't think we know the dictionary definition of dictatorship, Ali. You don't? Look it up. Look it up. Google it. All right, Kevin? So as we go back to you, Cameron, I mean, we had that caller earlier. And again, I'm not saying that the role isn't important, but every role is different when it comes to leadership. But you as a person, as personal growth, that's where the difference can be made. Yeah, tell us more. I mean, before the phone calls, and we do have another call, I wanted us to look at some of the strategies, some of the things that we can do in order to look at our personal growth. Let's see what this caller has to say this morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Have you been listening this morning?
I haven't been listening, but I heard about 2 minutes of it.
Okay.
You can add to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to say, deal with just now, you talk about definition.
That was Kevin saying that he wanted
So I just want to enlighten people out there. You can't go to anywhere to see the definition of a word. No dictionary has the definition of a word. No Google have a definition of a word. So these are things that people have to know. Because people go to these reference books and sites and think the definition is there. No. It has to do with how you use the word at the particular point in time, and so you determine the definition.
Okay.
Okay? Right. Now, we're talking about development of people. So you have to know what a human is. So for persons out there, think of what a human is, and then you can start to see where you can develop that human. A human is a being that reasons. That makes you human. If you don't have the ability to reason, then what are you actually? So how you can determine whether you're going forward, backwards, sideways, or anywhere is the ability to reason that. So when you're able to reason, then you're becoming human. And so you have to have strategies to test your ability to reason. Not jump into conclusion, not saying things that you know nothing about, and claiming that you have an understanding. So when we start to do that, then we'll start to be humans, and then we'll start to discover the laws that are already there. You don't make laws like people in Parliament say they make laws. You discover laws. They're already here in the environment. And you and your society look at things by reasoning it and coming up with solutions for what is happening at the present time that you want to fix. So I hope my little input will help people to stop jumping to conclusions, stop repeating things from people that they hold in high positions, and decide to, for themselves, think, reason, and then be able to come to what we call conclusions. Okay?
Thank you for
All
that
right.
this morning. Thank you. That was the analyst that joining us this morning. You got anything thing to add or comment on what he said?
Yeah, that was actually interesting because he talked about you have to have reason to be able to think. I think what he was saying was you have to think of your own. You have to have your own perspectives. You have to have your own way of thinking, because there's so many voices that are saying you should do this, you should do that, you should think this way, you should think this way. And I think that's where you truly have to find your own path of personal growth and what that means for you, your own way of thinking. And I think it truly starts where we were talking about forgetting about other people, but I think we need to bring the right people alongside of us that is going to help grow us and encourage you to move forward, because oftentimes there's people that are in your life that just bring you down, right? And they just bring you down because they don't have that same mindset of, hey, I need to learn more about this, I want to go to the next level. And it's all about the people that you are surrounding yourself with. And there's also that inner voice that talks within you, right, that says, oh, Cameron, you're not going to be able to do this. You're never going to write a book. You're never going to do a podcast. You are never going to be able to travel the world. You're never going to become someone. But it's that inner voice that you have to fight on a day-to-day basis. And we all struggle with that on a day-to-day. And it's really up to us to build that resilience, do something about it, and to grow ourselves in any way we can. And all it takes is that one small step to learn something and start somewhere.
So, like you said, get up in the morning instead of putting on the television and watching some mediocre, program. You can actually put something like a podcast or something from a learning perspective and take that on board. Like you said, you wanted to get better at golf. So what do you have to do? You have to get onto the golf course and actually start putting. So it's taking that time for yourself to develop yourself even more, to be a better person. I definitely agree with that. Tracy says, very interesting topic, Alison. I have to give you some credit. Yeah, gal, listen. You know what? I struggle a lot to find things that will empower people, to uplift people. And I don't think on a general politics is always that kind of conversation. Daisy says, I'm glad Cameron is able to respond graciously to analysts' comments. Thank you so much for that, Daisy. You'd be surprised how many people can actually coherently understand the analyst and respond to him. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to take a break. Now, I know I'm holding you because you want to take your little sister to breakfast and treat her to one of Antigua's finest cuisines. But before you go this morning, we're going to go have a break, all right? Because I do want to talk about strategies for personal growth. We talk about some of the challenges that people have. We've talked about what you can do, but we haven't really given them the strategies, what they can do. Like people that are my age, and I'm not going to tell you, all right, but I'm older than 42, all right, Tika, all right, because Tika's the one that's graduating in May, so congratulations to Tika. But again, because again, we find here in Antigua, and especially in the Caribbean, that when we get to certain milestones, what we're finding is that we're not planning for it. So we've got a lot of retired individuals that are bored witless. They don't know what to do. They're lonely, they're miserable, and feel like that whatever's there is for the younger generation. I would really like to change the mindset of individuals like that they can go to college, that they can do online courses, as long as they've got the equipment necessary in order to better themselves and improve themselves, regardless of the age. Once your brain is moving or functioning, you should be able to do something you enjoy first and foremost. And it doesn't have to be academic. It could be flower arranging, it could be learning how to make soap, it could be learning how to hike, and taking yourself from small walks onto really decent hikes and learning, going on mountain, things like that. Everybody's personal journey is different. Everybody's role as a leader is different. You may be the leader in your home, but you're not the leader at work.
Right.
You know, you may be the leader at work, but live by yourself. So all these different dynamics have an impact. So this morning, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back after this break, I would like you to share with my audience this morning strategies for personal growth, and possibly how do we overcome some of those obstacles? Yeah? So we're going to take a quick break right here on 97.1 FM. You're with me, Ali B, this morning, and we have Cameron Nathan Singh, author, aviation, travel, guru in a sense of personal growth and development. He's here, and he's here for you to be able to make that change. So let's help him help us to make that change. You're locked into 97.1 FM. We're going to take the break. We'll be back after these messages.
Hi, this is Big Bobby, and you're listening to The Social Buzz with Alison Bramble.
Crisper plantain chips,
gently fried,
lightly salted,
sweet,
or hot and spicy. They are locally made and packaged with you in mind. Enjoy our wholesome, healthy, sumptuous, mouth-watering and flavorful snack. Available at most of the major supermarkets and village shops, or contact us on telephone number 562-7945.
562-7945.
Crisper plantain chips. Give me some more.
This February, beat the heat with LL Supply Limited. Dive into cool savings as we offer an exclusive 10% off on all Lennox AC units. But wait, there's more. Enjoy a refreshing 15% discount on all Ecox AC units, bringing comfort to your tropical paradise. LL Supply Limited, your go-to destination for premium cooling solutions. Don't miss out on these sizzling deals. Visit us today on Utility Drive, Casada Gardens, and experience the breeze of savings. LL Supply Limited, cooling Antigua and Barbuda, one discount at a time.
Dive into the Super Bowls of savings. Score big with complete toilets starting at only $349.99 at A&R Hardware. Update your bathroom game and flush away high prices. Super Bowls of savings. Number one bathroom upgrade.
Hey Mavis, what's the best type of internet available?
Fiber optic internet has the fastest upload and download speeds, and outperforms any other type of internet connection.
Hey Mavis, who has fiber internet in Antigua and Barbuda?
iNet.
Hey Mavis, how do I sign up for iNet Fiber?
New customers and customers upgrading from iNet's DSL service can visit inetfiber.apua.ag to apply. Existing customers can upgrade for free.
iNet Fiber /./.
Can I help you with anything else? Hello? Hello? Well, for anyone else listening, sign up or upgrade to strong, fast, unlimited, reliable internet with iNet Fiber.
Mavis, you're smart, see? Wait, I chops little while. How are ya?
There is one store that always has what you want. This store has it all, with the best quality, the largest variety, at the best prices. So for furniture, appliances, electronics, household items, and office, there is only one store that cannot be beat. Townhouse Megastore, bringing you the very best in quality, variety, and of course, low prices. Townhouse Megastore on the All Saints and American Road. See them today.
Keep your eyes on the road. Keep your mind on driving. Keep your hands on the wheel, as one distraction can steal your reaction. Look out for pedestrians, joggers, and cyclists. Look left, look right. Be aware of vehicles. Drive safe. Drive smart. This is a message from the Antigua and Barbuda Transport Board. For more safety messages, stay tuned or call us at 484-4600 or check us out on Facebook at Antigua and Barbuda Transport Board and on Instagram at transport.board.anu1.
We are going places, travel, come cruise the world.
A cruise
is a great way to spend time with family and friends. Book your next cruise with Going Places Travel and know that you're in good hands. We are the agents for all major cruise lines and have fantastic specials on offer. Sit back and relax. We have it booked.
We are Going Places Travel. Come cruise the world.
Come into any of our offices or visit us at goingplacestravel.com.
Hi, this is Big Bobby, and you're listening to The Social Buzz with Alison Bramble.
20 great team, Jack Frost, don't wanna name. I saw the tingo, yes I saw the tingo. Cut off certain people cause them fake. I saw the tingo, I saw the tingo, yes I saw the tingo. Give them rough hang them, set them jump right through the window. Yeah.
That's right, you're locked into 97.1 FM with me, Ali B, this morning. And we have the privilege of our guest, Cameron Nathan Singh, author, entrepreneur, aviator, personal growth guru, is joining us this morning. And I'm asking you guys to take all the information from him. Rona says, age is nothing but a number, Ali B. Our people need to get out of the mindset that one is too old to do new things like going to school, etc. Rona, I am so glad that you said that this morning. And again, we do have Cameron here. Cameron, Rona just echoed what I've been saying and what I'm saying to you. And again, I want more people to join me at Abbott. You know, I'm not a teacher. I'm a student. And, you know, some people think I'm a teacher with the teachers themselves, but I'm not. And a lot of my class are slightly younger than me, you know, school leavers, etc., slightly younger than me. And with that being said, I would like the campus to have more of a variety of ages, because as you said, you surround yourself with more senior people, older people, because you know that they've done it, they've been through it, good, bad, indifferent. They've been through it, and they can help you with some of the pitfalls that you may come your way, look at some of the positivity that could come your way, but also looking at the benefits of further down the line. Some young people don't look that far. You know, they look right now, it's here, it's immediate. Some people aren't looking at 5 years and 10 years down the line and what they could be expecting to do. So before the break, I had asked Cameron to talk to us about strategies for personal growth and looking at some of the things in overcoming obstacles in personal growth, all right? And some of them, you'd be quite surprised. We are our own enemies, you know, when it comes to this. So tell us about that. Genevieve says, surround yourself with people who make sense to you.
That's so true. She
says, don't fight anyone for their actions. We all... Oh, where's it gone? Where's it gone? Oh, look. What? It was right there. I was just reading it and it's gone. Please give that back because you made a really good point. But it seems to have disappeared. But let's get back to you, Cameron. What advice could you give us? What are some of the strategies and what are some of the obstacles? How can we overcome them?
I think one of the big things is you have to believe in yourself. You have to be that voice that I was talking before the break, we were talking about that negative voice, right? You have to be that positive voice within yourself to say that I can be something one day. I can do something. I can be that leader that I never thought I could be. And I think that's where it starts, is the truly believing in yourself and bringing the right people alongside with you to help you get there. I think that's where it starts, and I know that can be very difficult because there's so many negative voices, negative influences. There's a lot of stuff out there that, you know, listen to me, I could help you get to this position or get to this amount of money. I think it starts with self first, and looking at yourself, and then what areas do you need to work on yourself. And I think as you start diving into a little bit of personal growth, whatever that might look for the people that are listening and watching, then you become a little bit more self-aware. And you're like, okay, I need to work on this. I need to work on maybe how I communicate with my boss. Maybe I need to dress better for work and have better presentation. That makes a huge difference. Maybe I need to learn how to write a bit better. Maybe I need to improve the way I communicate myself through emails or through text messaging through my employees. Yeah.
Now, you make some real poignant points there. And they're very simple.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your presentation, how can I better dress myself in the morning? And it's not like because people can't dress, but because some of us become so lackadaisical, and things become, you said it earlier, things become like the norm.
Yeah.
And so you don't do any more than that. You become mediocre. And so you're saying to us that we need to constantly be stepping up our game and constantly. Now, I find that some people, okay, let me talk about myself. I find in some areas of my life, I'm confident. I'm confident. But there are other areas where I just feel like, ooh, no.
Yeah.
I need that one. I need someone to kind of like push me, give me the support. And some people find it incredible that I don't have confidence in myself. Not in a whole sense, but in parts of my life, I don't have confidence. I know that. Those are areas that I say to myself, I need to work on. How, I just admitted something there on air. Yes, I don't have full confidence in myself in everything that I do. But you said that's what we need to be working on. Trusting ourselves and having more confidence in ourselves and believe. That's it, what you said. You said believe in yourself. Now, Genevieve says, surround yourself with people that make sense to you. Do not fight anyone for the decision. If you make a bad decision, it will unfold and you will pay. Do the right things. It can only be good. Thank you for that, Genevieve. She sent it again. Thank you so much for that. So surrounding ourselves with the right people that make sense to you. They may not make sense to other people, but people that make sense to you. And that's why you say focus on yourself.
Yeah.
And let everybody else go. Sometimes it's a lonely road.
It is.
It is a lonely road. What other strategies do you have? You say like seeking feedback and mentorship.
Yeah. So I actually wanted to touch on something that you mentioned with not having confidence in certain areas. One of the practical things that I personally do that I learned from one of my mentors, and we can go into mentorship, is taking that time for self-reflection. Because sometimes we just go in our days and weeks and we just lose sight of what's going on. We don't take that time to slow down, reflect, and step back and say, oh, I'm actually not doing this great in this area. So what I do is I rate myself 1 to 10 in all these different areas: mental, physical, finance, relationships, career. And then in planning for the following week, I plan, okay, so those areas that I scored low in, I need to do something about that in the following week. And then I plan some time to spend in those areas. And it might be uncomfortable, but you spend more time in those areas. And then come the next week, then your scores go higher.
And obviously the changes, there will be changes. I hadn't thought of that. You know, I look at reflection, but looking at it and scoring myself for the things that I'm not confident in myself in, and looking out, as you say, it could be uncomfortable. Facing people, facing challenges, or even facing tasks like algebra. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to really face that. No, I'm being serious. Algebra's like the Grim Reaper to me. You know, as soon as I hear the word, I want to float away and die in a corner. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning again.
Good morning.
Yes. Now, the only constant is change. And we have peaks and valleys. And there's no time that we can be all confident. And so, for us to grow, we have to have peaks and valleys. So you cannot be at this spot at the top forever. Because any little thing that hits you, you will fall to the bottom, because you never know hard times. So, success is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for to be a human of standing, because success is what leads to corruption. That is the word that leads us down. So, that is what we have learned in school. And I have many theories. And success is the theory for you to lose yourself. So this is how this works. You seek, and by your seeking, you keep looking at things. Now, nothing goes to plan. So that is one theory that you have to know. So you have to keep planning and renewing your plans for things to seem as though they work to plan. So now, surrounding yourself with people, because you're seeking and you're looking, you gravitate. Because it's your environment is what makes you. Now, if somebody tells you that person who does things that you are calling negative will bring you down, then that is not correct. Because you don't know what the eventualities are from you learning from that individual what not to do. So it's a very complex place you're moving through life. And you don't actually know your result in life. And that is where everything go haywire. Because somebody is telling you that you should be successful. That is not about life. Life is about living it, making the decisions in it, and the result will occur. But if you're going to be successful, then you will do the most evil thing just to make the plan work.
Really?
Yes. That is where corruption comes from. That word that they call success.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime you trust in that, nobody knows where you will end up. But if you end up like the person who is telling you about success, then it seems as though it works.
Well, again,
as I'm telling you, that word you need to stay away from.
What word is that?
There's no one who can determine how your life should be.
What word do we?
That word is success.
Success. Okay, because I was going to say
that is what they teach in school.
Success,
which makes you corrupt.
Ooh,
okay?
I don't like that word. I don't like that word. I don't like the fact that the
I'm just telling you.
No, but I don't like the suggestion that people and their evil thoughts. Let me see what Cameron has to say, because I do feel that success is subjective. All right,
yes,
it is subjective,
yes,
and it's also one person's impression of success is not another person. For me, making a step today is a success, but for someone that might not be anything at all. So that's very subjective. Pardon?
You planned it as it run?
No, I can't. Okay. No, I can't plan that. What I can do is work towards things and better myself and try and improve myself. But when you say about corruption, again, that's
what I'm saying. When you think of it as the only result.
Oh, I get you. I get you. Okay. Now I get you. Thank you for that, analyst.
No problem.
Thank you. That's analyst talking about success, corruption, and our personal integrity and journey. Daisy says, from my own experience, having a day job and going to school at night was not easy. It takes a lot of willpower and extra motivation to cross the finish line. All things are possible once you set a goal for your life. Genevieve says, human with integrity, love, and self-control. And she said, the one that is evil can be successful, yet corrupt. I know, right? Because you talk about all these millionaires and billionaires, and you talk about, then they said, well, they weren't all nice to get where they were, to have that, accumulate that amount of money, or they couldn't have been so frugal. There's a definite to the personality of an individual. But Cameron, what do you think about what analyst says, and in our trying to sum up so that you guys can get out and get a decent breakfast, and looking at overcoming some of these obstacles when it comes to personal growth? Now, I know for some people, and we just talked about it, and the word that we can use is procrastination.
Yeah.
How guilty are some people of that one thing alone when it comes to being stuck where they are? But I'll let you talk.
Yeah, so I was taking some notes while he was talking, and one of the things I loved that he said is that the only constant is change. And that is so true, and we all go through our peaks and valleys, and it sparked something that I never realized, when I finished school is that I'm going to hit these peaks and valleys, because I always had a path, right? I had the dot from when I graduated to where I wanted to be in the next 10 years, and realizing that you're going to have a lot of peaks and valleys, and sometimes you're going to have to also make those shifts in your trajectory of where you're headed towards, because where you thought you might be in 5 years was probably somewhere completely different, because you have to be willing to make those shifts and changes. And another thing he mentioned was the definition of success, and I think what he mentioned was so important is because we see all different definitions of success, all different types of successful people, and it's truly, what does success mean for you? Where are you most satisfied? Where are you most self-fulfilled? And define that for yourself and what that means for you in terms of success.
It definitely is, and I'm glad that the analyst called in this morning. Rona says, I'm guilty of procrastination, Alison. You and me both, girl. You and me both. Someone said to me, Alison, you should write, put some of the stuff that I put out on my Facebook, on my WhatsApp and whatever, into a book. And I'm just sitting there thinking, oh, how do I do it? And then it just goes out my head and leave it. So there are a lot of things that I am procrastinating in, but I'm full on other things. But as you said, there's a balance, and that balance is different to everybody.
Yeah.
And no one's got the same balance. And you say there isn't really no work-life balance. You as an individual decide what works for you and strive for that. Let me just see. I got another comment. Rona says, example, Donald Trump. Ha, ha, ha. I don't know why are you laughing, Rona? Why are you mental Donald? You didn't say Donald Duck. You said Donald Trump. Why are you laughing? Ha, ha, ha. No, but again, we talk about surrounding ourselves by the right people. Some people grow, and that our circumstances are not our end journey. How we may have begun our journey isn't the way we may end our journey, or even be on our journey. It may not be the same place, so same way. And as you say, it's changing that mindset. Lastly and finally, before we go, dealing with self-doubt and limiting beliefs, managing time and priorities effectively. How can we use these to overcome some of our obstacles?
I think time and priorities is something that I'm still trying to figure out, because we all have busy lives, right? We all are involved in so much, doing stuff. We go through our Monday through Friday, and then it's the weekend, and then we're like, where has the week gone? I feel like I'm not productive. And I think this is one thing for those listening that I would like to emphasize is create some structure in your life, meaning like actual structure, like this amount of time in this day I'm going to spend on whatever that might be. For example, in my day, it starts with daily devotion in the morning. I spend 1 hour of personal growth on a Monday. Then it's...
I mean, when you say you spend 1 hour on personal growth on a Monday, what does that look like?
Yeah, so that could be just watching a YouTube video. It could be listening to a podcast on the way to work. And then you do your work, you go to work, and then in your afternoons or your evenings, you make sure that you're very intentional with your time. Because time can go away. Soon you know it, it'll be time to go to bed. Where has the day gone? How many times have you seen that or heard that? And I think providing some structure to your day and prioritizing your week and looking at your weeks ahead of time, planning ahead, those small little shifts, those small little activities, can make a whole difference. I'm still trying to figure it out, but just being more intentional with your time and controlling your time too, because how many times do people control your time? Oh, let's go out to eat. Oh, let's go out for a few drinks. Having control of your time to make sure that you are doing well in all the different areas of your life.
So really, you have to become a boss of your own existence, and you may have to, as I say, not be nice, but really, as you say, take more control. And with the taking of control, do more with your time. Make each time, each hour, or each whatever period you want to calculate into, make it more effective. So instead of just aimlessly driving and going where you're going without you can listen to something.
Yeah.
You can watch something. You can spend more time with certain people that you're not spending time with, and things like that. So it's on a wider area or range, and not just your work life. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Have I got that right?
Yes.
Because again, as you say, the day got taken away.
Yeah.
You just let the day go, and you're like, I have to try this again tomorrow. So sometimes you find that you're spending 2, 3, 4 days on one thing because you haven't organized yourself. Mm-hmm. You haven't planned the time or utilized that time effectively. I really want to thank you for coming in this morning, talking about cultivating growth, the importance of personal growth. And we haven't finished. I mean, there were some other areas that we can definitely go into. Yeah. And that just means that Cameron has to come back.
Yeah, I'll be back.
All right.
Sure.
That just means Cameron has to come back, and we can get to talking and maybe looking at how we can actually implement these. I mean, it's easy to say this and they're listening, but to sit down and think of your time, go through one day. Start at 8 or 7 when you wake up and actually plan your day and see how it works out, because I'll guarantee you this: sometimes when you plan and organize your day, you don't allow room for negativity, or can I say this? BS to come into your day. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You actually are controlling who you're going to be around, what you're going to be doing, actually what you're going to be eating. If you can really plan it that much, then you can actually avoid some of the negative that kind of creeps into your day. And also, you're not allowing the other variables to come in and destroy your focus. And that really does make sense to me.
Yeah, and the reality is you're never really going to figure it out, right? You're never going to have that perfect schedule in your week. You're never going to have that perfect you're never going to find a rating of 10. Like you're doing so well in all areas. It's a journey, and that's what really life truly is. And yeah, you might get better at maybe your family and relationships, but there's going to become a time where that's going to get difficult. And we always want to strive for perfection, but the reality is we're never going to be perfect in all areas of our life where we want to grow in.
No, we're definitely not. Tracy says, great response. All right. And Joseph Sowerby, thank you for joining us. He says, Grand Rising Queen, a great show. Procrastination is something a lot of us suffer with. I'm guilty of it. I'll put my hand up. I'm guilty of it too. I'm sure there's more I can do with my time and better benefit myself and how I grow on my personal journey. Genevieve says, selfishness, or a selfish person will do anything to keep control. They will go to any lengths it costs. Don't care who gets hurt in the process. Keep you in that dark place. A selfish person don't care about no one but themselves. That's why they're selfish, Genevieve. That's why they're selfish. Daisy says, please, this is to you, please come back and disseminate more of that knowledge to us. Stay on your journey. And that's to you, Cameron. Tracy says, great topic. Kudos to the guest. Job well done. And Rona says, great show, Ali and Cameron. Do come back. Blessings. I want to thank you and your sister, all right, for coming in this morning, for coming back to Antigua and not forgetting us. All right, for always having us a part of your travel plans. I really do want to thank you for joining us this morning. And the next time you come, he'll have book 2.
Yes.
All right, which looks at some of the challenges that you face and the obstacles that you face having life, life be life in. So people, let's not be stagnant. Let's not be mediocre. Let's not be procrastinators. And let's start really planning what we want to do with ourselves for today and our future. I'm actually going to try and do that a little bit more with myself because, as I said, I'm a procrastinator. Yes, I'm at college and yes, I work. But you know how much more hours in the day that I have that I could possibly be doing a lot better with myself? And I really thank you this morning for coming in and opening up our eyes into the area of personal growth and development. Someone says, Oh, let me just get that comment because I think it's a good comment. Yusuf says, this is like some on the program who have acceptance of deficiency and have no sense at all. All name and I will whistle. Eustace, call name and I will whistle. Eustace, behave. We're all guilty of procrastination or of not doing the best that we could do for ourselves, you know. And again, Cameron Nathan Singh, he's an author. Go and look for his book. It's on all the social platforms and Amazon, all the different places you can actually get the book. I have my own personal copy already. Looking forward to book 2.
Yes.
No, I really am, because it helped. It's a helper. Your book is a helper, all right? And I don't think anyone can get anything else from that but some kind of guidance out of that as well. Listen, we're not leaving. Cameron's going, but we're not leaving. We're still here, hopefully continuing our discussion on personal development and growth. Tracy says, bye, everyone. Have a beautiful day. And take something from Cameron with you, most definitely. Guys, I want to thank you both for coming this morning.
Thank you so much.
Is there anybody that you want to say thank you to or hey to here in Antigua and Barbuda? Because I know you got your people.
Yeah. My sister always laughs at me because everywhere I go, I always see people that I know. But I really want to say a special thank you to all the staff at Signature Flight Support Antigua, who I've never forgotten about them, and they're always so loving and caring from day one that I've been on the job when I lived here. And keep doing what you're doing and keep growing strong as a team. And thank you for embracing me during my time when I used to live on the island.
Yeah. Well, we thank you, and we are glad that you continue to return to us to share wherever you go, and the learning and the knowledge that you get, you bring back and you share with us. And for that, we are definitely appreciative and have you and hold you with gratitude. Thank you so much. All right. And that was Cameron Nathan Singh joining us here in Antigua and Barbuda. He's been amazing. And again, I want to thank him and his sister for joining us and taking in what, questions that we have, the issues that we have. I mean, Antigua is no different to anywhere else in the world. We're very unique in the sense of heat and development, but we definitely can do better by ourselves with our studies, with our improvements. And not everything means going back to school. What it does mean is that you may have to be schooled yourself in something that you love and that you enjoy. Genevieve, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here till 11 o'clock. That's right here till 11 o'clock here, and I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back after this break, we're going to continue our talk right here on Social Buzz. And if there is anything that you want to share this morning, feel free. This is what this program is about, for you to be able to air your views, share your thoughts, and again, right here on 97.1 FM. So do not touch that dial. I'll be back after this.
Hi, this is Big Bobby, and you're listening to The Social Buzz with Alison Bramble.
Dive into the Super Bowls of savings. Score big with complete toilets starting at only $300.